Alright, so not only did we get a brand new fucking ban list, we just got done with the Salem Regional, and of course, the Salem Regional is a day before the ban list goes live. So your boy decided to play Edison all day. That is until I got a hold of these. Yeah, I know, I'm fucking cringe. I paid into the Fiendsmith package, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't regret it. So, quick tournament report. We went to play Edison all day. We grinded it. We were doing Edison for like 3 straight weeks. None of us made it. None of us got any mats out of it, which is unfortunate. But sometimes you Ryko target Fortress, and Fortress Pitch is the only Avarice, and you're left in your deck out of your hand. So, we ended up, after a couple of more friends came over to join us for side event grinding, we decided to play Winamat. My buddy Kyle really wants this mat right here, and once I see him next, this will be all his. Shout out to Kyle. And I managed to get first place. First round, I played against my boy Kang. He was on Paleo. Titan don't give a fuck about no back row, so we just kept clearing him, and then we just won the game from there. Round 2, I played against Kyle. It was a Fiendsmith Frightfur deck. It was pretty cool. He got to do some cool things, except for when I made Caesar twice, and then he just couldn't activate Polymerization. Round 3, the finals was against a Sprite Fiendsmith deck. It was pretty cool. Game 1, I was almost guaranteed to lose, but I played my hand as optimally as I could. I went first, swinging the die roll. I tracked, he ashes it. I'm like, okay, well, I can't do anything else, so I set an Imperm and a Nibiru I have held in hand. He plays, he thinks I have nothing, until he gets to the point where he has Caesar and Gigantic. He goes Gigantic effect. I chain Nibiru, he chains Caesar, I chain Imperm, hitting the Caesar, and then that basically won me the game after I top decked into, I believe it was a Lure of Darkness for Roar. So yeah. And then game 2 was basically me, again, bricking, and then I drew double Dark Ruler, breaking his board, and then using Haggard Lizardos to basically start my engine again. And it was pretty dope. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's get into the list. I will also be updating this list. I will also tell you the things that will change post-ban lists. First things first, we gotta get the thing out of the way. Fiendsmith. Okay, so, first things first. This engine's busted, we all know it, but this does something a little bit different post-ban list. You're also probably wondering why I'm running 3 tracked. Reason being is that this is part of your grind game. Something that the previous version of Thunder had a lot of issues with was that if you go D-Shifter, you oftentimes have no grind game. With this, you don't play D-Shifter anymore, but you give more grind game to yourself and also allow yourself to play more aggressively. Reason being is that any one of these 7 cards is an out to Nibiru. You can also play Lars to out any other hand trap, but these are the ones I decided to go with Caesar because it's a negate that turns off the Nibiru on your turn, which is the hand trap you fear the most. You don't usually fear Ash, you don't fear Imperm, and with multiple Colossus, you definitely don't fear Imperm anymore. And D-Shifter, while is a problem if you open only these, game 2 and 3, if you're going to a matchup where you know D-Shifter's gonna be live, like against Flu or against like Kashtira, which will be now a much easier matchup for you. These things go out, you put in your own anti-back row hate or some shit like that. But otherwise, this thing is basically 7 copies of Called by the Grave that outs just Nibiru. That also gives you a big fucking negate. I picked these up. I do not regret it whatsoever. I mean, yeah, this is my first day of playing it, but I think I'm going to have a long, beloved relationship with this specific engine. Okay, to the rest of the stuff. Things have kind of changed. 3 Roar, 3 Thunder Dragon, 3 Dark, 2 Hawk. These are all standard. I cut Matrix to 2. This deck is at 42 cards, and to be honest, it feels like it's just not enough. There's more cards I want to jam in here, but we'll get to those when we get to those. This was the one that we cut down on because we don't really want to open this when you have other plays. You are okay drawing any Thunder, any of these 6 Thunders. Reason being is that if you tracked search Lurie, and you don't need your normal summon, you can, instead of pitching Lurie, pitch one of these, and then you can go into, when you do your Fiendsmith combo, instead of going Caesar, you go the Fusion Monster and a Fiendsmith to make Little Knight or Haggard Lizardos, and then you banish one of these from your graveyard to get your plays going, which has the double value that comes with playing Fiendsmith, which is something I don't think any other deck in the format has right now, other than Yubel, is that these can pivot into any of your Thunder plays, with the right hand, of course. 3 Solar and 3 Lupine. I continued maxing out on this while cutting down on this because any combination of this plus any of these, or this plus any of these, gets you to Colossus Chaos Angel, and I will further explain on that why, or reasons why. And if you draw Lupine, it's a perfect Chaos Angel because you can turn the Engraver into, which is the light, and this into a dark, into the perfect Chaos Angel. And these are otherwise just standard inside of the Thunder lists themselves. 1 Gold Sark. I'm sad this didn't go to 3, but I'm kind of okay with it now that we have Engravers. 2 Allure. I might bump this to 3. I was playing 3 prior to the ban list because this can let you cycle through dead shifters. It's also, in theory, better than instant or ready fusion, which I have cut from this list completely. I have gone on about that before, about how much I hate those cards, but you just felt like you had to play it. But with more than 1 Colossus, you can be a little bit more flexible with your combos. This being an excellent starter, if you hit this plus any of these, you're so fucking ballin', it's insane. 2 of these, yeah, this is what it is. And then hand traps, 3 Imperm, 3 Nib, 2 Bestials, one being Magnemite and the other one being Druiswarm. I thought about cutting the Druiswarm for a Phantasme because it's searchable off this, and then against Yubel you can drop this hitting like a Squirmer or the Yama or something like that, and then you can use this to search Phantasme. Then when they go Rage or IP Masquerena, you can Phantasme, drop it, and then you can dig for more cards like your Fiendsmith engine, or you can dig into more starters. So I decided to just go ahead and side the Phantasmes for that sort of interaction, but otherwise this is fine for just this engine. And then 3 Ashes. This is probably the hand trap that's the most likely to change. It very much depends on how the format goes. If we continue seeing Snake Eye as the best deck in the room, I will probably end up cutting Ash for something else. But post-ban list, I'm not expecting a ton of it until we get Rage of the Abyss. Yeah, that's the main deck. Extra deck. 1 Colossus for this event. You are going to play 2 after this ban list comes out. Don't ever play less than the maximum amount. 3 Titan, I don't need to explain this. This is your grind game in engine. Necroquip, this is for the Fiendsmith engine. Caesar, Fiendsmith engine, Fiendsmith engine, Fiendsmith engine. I played this as well as this because you can actually turbo into a bunch of link materials very fast if you open Solar or Lupine with your combos, which means you can out big, ugly, stupid bullshit like that all the time, and then this lets you clear the board even more easy. Anima, Little Knight. I cut this to 1 to make room for this stuff. And then there's another card that I'm going to end up cutting post-ban list, which I'll talk about in a moment. Haggard. This is Little Knight at home, but it comes up in the occasions where you want to clear the board. For example, this lets you clear the board. This can be used under Skill Drain to banish itself and then let you dig for your back row hate. It also serves the same purpose as Little Knight, but you could argue playing the second Little Knight over this. But I am just, as of now, testing 1 and 1. Link Spider, Chaos Angel, I've already gone into why this is good, and then Typhon. This is Colossus number 2. I needed a slot to fill because I didn't have Lacrima. Otherwise, this is just going to be just whatever. Otherwise, this will be Colossus post-ban list. Side deck. Again, this is most likely to change because ban lists. Prulia, Broken, D-Shifter. I didn't want to go into an event with Thunder without having access to D-Shifter. In the matchups where I am not able to resolve Fiendsmith, or it's more impactful to use D-Shifter instead of the Fiendsmith cards, you can play this, and it's part of the reason why I want to run the 3rd Allure of Darkness. 3 Phantasme, I've already gone over this. I might cut this down to make room for more Bestials, though. 3 Dark Ruler, and then 3 Cosmic. For matchups I'm kind of worried about going into this next format are Tenpai. They have a handful of ways of outing Colossus. Regardless if they have those or not, I want to have more ways to deal with the field spell. Your interaction, more often than not, is reliant on either floodgates in the form of Colossus or D-Shifter, or Mulcharmies, or you can use Titan Interact, in which case you need to deal with the field spell beforehand. This also deals with something in the Yubel matchup that's really hard to deal with, the Continuous spell. More often than not, if you leave a field of like Titan or Colossus, your opponent will not give a fuck about it, and they will just keep crashing into them. In which case, you need to have this to be able to trade. I opted not to play Duster or Lightning Storm because I wanted something that was reactive as well. Against Tenpai, this is super solid, and against other things that require field spells, we have a lot of those at my locals, so that does come up. Okay, final thoughts, and going forward into the ban list. Like I said, if you want to play 2 Colossus, you just cut the fucking Typhon. You don't play it unless you absolutely have to. There's like one guy this matchup matches at my locals. Otherwise, it hits branded, but you shouldn't lose to branded if you're playing this deck optimally. Like, if you just make this, your opponent literally can't win. You branded fusion super fucking easily. Before I head out, I made a few promises that I would like to keep up now. First things first, shout out to the boys, Kyle, Carlos, Chris, Kang, Long, everybody that showed up to grind Edison with me. It was so much fucking fun. I had a lot of fun hanging out with you guys. It was so good. Secondly, shout out to Table Trades and Noodles. There are a couple of gamers from my area, one of which, Noodles, is actually a token maker. He basically went around the entire regionals and just handed out cool shit like this. I got a SpongeBob Field Center, which was dope. I got the Barfing Horse token, and I have another. Let me see if I have it on me. I do. And then for my boy Kyle, I got a foil Spider-Man token for him. Otherwise, yeah, I'm looking forward to the next format. There is not a lot of bad matchups for Thunder going forward. I might be cooking up something with Horus cards, with 60 cards now that Grass is legal. Who knows? Maybe you'll see that, maybe you won't. Depends on how fucking expensive the Horus cards are after the reprints. Other than that, I'm hopeful. I am what's the term here? Fucking dumbass, you know? Right, later bozos.